If it hurts, you ain't breaks, we'll get you know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, slides, through the game, tap, this win it. Press you again, we're here for the first minute. Can everybody keep it there for 60 minutes?
Rocky Top, you'll always be. If 105 guys stay together in this room, we can be that every Saturday. If one guy or two guys want to pull back away, it don't work like that. Everybody gets theirs if you keep competing. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Listen, enjoy this thing tonight. All right. Tomorrow when you're watching it, Monday when we come back, it's about how do we have to be better to get ready to go play championship ball. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir. To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
It's day one, like I said, like I just told D-Ron. Hey, it's intensity from day one, from start to finish. Whistle to whistle blows to whistle in. All day, every day. I need everything you got. Everything out of you. All 15 days. Every practice. It starts right now. It's your time. It's your choice to be great. Let's pick that.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Tennessee on 2-1-2. Tennessee.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols and my guy Boogie Bentley runs, so shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and man, I'm gauging the chat. I'm looking at the chat. I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing who's here. I am disappointed. Like, it is Georgia week. It is go time. Do I need to play the clip again? What do we got to do? This is Georgia. My face is already red. It's 9:04, and my face is blood red. It's go time, man. We're playing the clip again. Come on, let's start this thing off right on a Monday morning. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. Terrible, ugly, disgusting, despicable. We had two of them on this channel last night. We had two Georgia fans on this channel last night. And you know what one of them was doing? Driving their motor vehicle while broadcasting on StreamYard. What are you doing? It fits in perfect for a Georgia fan. It's freaking Georgia week. Smash the thumbs up. Share out the link. Let's get this freaking party started. This is the week I look forward to all year long, and I think Tennessee is going to shock the world. That's the way I feel on Monday. Do I feel that way on Friday? We're going to find out. Let's see who's in the chat. Some of you guys are full of piss and vinegar. Some of you guys are ready to go. Some of you guys aren't, and I'm going to have to get you there, and it's going to take me all week to do it. And then Friday's going to roll around, and y'all are going to have to pick me up because I lose confidence on Friday. But Dustin Young's here. He's dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. We appreciate you, brother. Spencer Johnson's here, says we're going to win. That's what I'm talking about. Cody Lively is here. What is up, my friend? Chef Tuyard is here and says, I thought you'd start with the clip. I can just put that clip on loop, and I'll go take a nap, and we'll just let that clip play all day long. Aaron Doug is here. Isaac Owens in the house. Some of you guys dropping those door fees, which we greatly appreciate. Brian Turner for 10 says door fee. GBO, shout out, Brian. We appreciate you, my man. Isaac Owens is here for 2. He says door fee. Go Vols. Bleed Orange in the house for 5. Door fee. Good morning, Colt. GBO. Shout out, Bleed Orange. Black Metal Banjo here. He's dropping emojis, and they just simply explained this is the door fee. Paying the piper. We appreciate you, Black Metal Banjo. Gregory C for 5 says cover charge. Shout out, Gregory. We appreciate you guys. If you don't have the means to give, don't ever feel like you have to give. Just hit the thumbs up and hit share, man. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Facebook. If you see our promotional post, you see a tweet that says, hey, we're going live at 9. Don't go, hey, Boogie's going live at 9. I'll be there. No, hit like, hit retweet, blast it out. Let them know that we're live. And Kainer's in the back room. He's like, good God almighty, how am I going to survive this stream with Boogie? But let's get him on here and let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Kainer, do you think it's Georgia week, or do you think this is part of the problem? I don't know which.
I mean, I haven't taken a sip of my morning coffee yet, man. Like, and you are just 100 miles an hour, but that for good reason, right? I mean, this is when it starts. Like, if you're a fan, these are the games that you want to fan over, right? I mean, if you're Josh Heupel says it all the time. Like, this is why you come to Tennessee to coach. This is why you come to Tennessee to play. Like, these are these games, and I don't know if you've been looking, Boogie, but that line, depending on where you look, started around a touchdown. It's down to about 4.5, man. It's coming down a little closer.
Are you a gambling guy? Like, can you explain that to me? Does that mean all the money's coming in on Tennessee, so they want to shift it to try to balance it out to Georgia? Like, is that what it means from a Vegas perspective?
Pretty much, yeah. Again, I'm not an expert on this, but when sports gambling became legal in the state of Tennessee, I was all over it. I don't think that outside of just looking at the lines, I don't think I placed a wager in a couple of years, but pretty much that's what it means. I mean, again, it started out at a 6.5, I believe. It's down to 4.5. We'll see if it gets any closer. And it's pretty well known that, you know, once it gets to around 3, I mean, you give 3 to the home team. So, like, that, it's getting closer to a quote-unquote pick-em, if you will. So,
yeah, we're going to get into Georgia a little bit on the back half because I'm curious what you think. Like, and again, not to bury the lead, we'll get into it in a little bit. But it's like, does Tennessee – so many times in this game we say Tennessee's – they got to play perfect. You can't have mistakes. You can't turn the football up. I think this one feels different. I don't know that you got to play perfect to beat Georgia. I think you go out and you are who you are. I think you got an opportunity to win this football game.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you've got some explosive on offense. You're running the football effectively. I love the offensive line, albeit David Sanders has not been even in that mix just yet, which is just wild to me. And that begs the question, Boogie, and you and I can talk about this again on Friday. Like, if he's available to go, is he your starting right tackle? Because you have something good. Not saying he's not going to be starting at some point, because he will. He's one of your best 5, right? But you know, I think it depends on if he practices full go all week long. Like, if it's a Thursday, Friday deal and it's like, okay, now you're cleared, I don't know. But if you're cleared on Tuesday and you're getting full padded repetitions Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then I think that's something different. But anyway, that's a separate conversation. But no, I like this team. Tennessee needs to get after the quarterback. I love the physicality Tennessee plays with. I love the way that they're using the tight ends and the running backs in the pass game. Running backs need to catch the football. That had a couple of drops on the wet field on Saturday. But Georgia, I think, is a really good football team. I think they played with their food a little bit against Marshall and Austin Peay. I'm not a big believer in Gunnar Stockton. I do think Georgia's going to be a better running football team. I had Rusty Manziel on the Rocky Top Rewind last night. If you guys that are watching haven't watched or listened to it, I encourage you to go back and listen. We had him on about midway through the show. He gave some really good information on Georgia, some really good info on Georgia. And he said, like, defensively, they've been very vanilla because, again, it was Marshall and Austin Peay. They're not going to be vanilla against Tennessee. They're going to dial some things up, blitzing from the inside. And Kirby has played Tennessee aggressively on the defensive end. Not we're going to drop three high safety looks and try to keep everything in front of us. No, they've been getting after Tennessee. What's Tennessee's counter? I love this offensive line look. I like Joey Aguilar. He's about to see a defense he's never seen before. But I like that makeup, man. Tennessee have a chance? Heck yeah, Tennessee's got a chance, especially at Neyland. Oh, yeah, and by the way, this will be Gunnar Stockton's first true road start at Neyland Stadium. Let him know about it.
Man, I got a video in the pocket. I got a video in the pocket that's dropping around lunchtime today. I recorded it right before you came on. And like, those are some of the keys to the game, man. Like you got to get after Gunnar Stockton. Cause like you said, first road game, their fan base is not confident in Gunnar Stockton at all. They're talking about how he's scared to let it rip, scared to let it fly. I think if you sit back in that soft Tim Banks BS zone, he's going to pick you apart. If you get after him, rattle him, make him uncomfortable. Neyland's going to be hostile, man. Make him feel that. Make him feel it early. I'm not condoning cheap shots. If you got a chance to pop him, pop him. I don't care if it's borderline. Get after him, dirty that uniform, and just make him uncomfortable from the get-go. I'm going to just bury my entire video. Obviously, running the football. Playing defense. Somebody said, you and Cainer said, keep it simple, stupid 72 times on that Syracuse Locked On Talking Balls, because we did. I think there's more to it in this game. I think you got to stretch the field. I think you got to take a shot. I think if you're going to win, Joey Aguilar's got to hit some deep shots. He has to.
No, I agree. You got to have some explosives. And I think, Brent Hubbs and I say this all the time on VolQuest, like, pick and choose when you want to run your quarterback. Be smart about it. Remember the 2022 Florida game? Hendon had like, I don't know, what was it, like 70, 80 yards rushing? Like, they were huge yards. They weren't just calling plays like they did Missouri 2021. They called some plays for, not last week, but against Syracuse, Aguilar, they called his number a couple of times on the quarterback sweep. He had a scramble, 25 yards on the second possession. He's going to need to use his legs, and I think that's a key for Georgia as well. I think anything you can do to get out there and rattle Gunnar Stockton. I mean, it was kind of a weird game. They moved the game time up. They had a delay during the middle of it. I mean, that kind of messes with you as an athlete, in my opinion. But still, I mean, the game was never in doubt. It was 29-6, whatever it was. But he didn't throw to the tight ends at all. Like, Georgia is tight end you. Like, not really, but I mean, every time you think of like what is hitting for that Georgia offense, running the football, they didn't do it well last year, but they got a couple of tight ends. Like, Stockton didn't even look the tight ends' ways. So like, he's not in rhythm right now. I don't feel like he's going to all of a sudden find rhythm coming into a hostile environment at Neyland Stadium. Having said that, though, going back to what you said, man, last year, stay back, played zone, and Carson Beck, torched you. Now, playing zone and getting after with the front four is why you were in the college football playoff. You relied on that stingy defense. That's why you were in the college football playoff. It did not work against Georgia. It did not work against Ohio State. What's your counter, Tim Banks? In 21 and 22, you didn't have depth. You didn't have the guys. You didn't have the horses on defense, so you blitzed all the time. I'm not saying go back to that, but there needs to be a healthy mix of the two. Got to keep him on his toes and, again, get after him in a hostile environment.
I think I said it all week leading up to the Georgia game last year. I think I said it on your show. I think I said it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's like, what's the worst that can happen against Georgia? You play aggressive and you lose? You go out there and play soft and lose. It's like, give them something different, man. I'm tired, and I know the chat's going to be irate if Tim Banks goes out there and plays soft. Let me catch up with the chat. We got about 250 people watching live. We got to fix that. It's Georgia week, and I'm not happy with that. I'm disappointed. I like Butch Jones, y'all are giving us 63 effort, and not y'all. Y'all are here. Y'all are here, but we got to smash the thumbs up. We got to share out the link. I'm going to challenge you guys. Let's make the number that you're never going to hit it because I have no confidence in you. If we get 500 people in here, 500 people, I'll give away. You can pick. Do you want to be offensive or do you want to be kind? You can pick an FUGA shirt or you can pick a Beat Georgia shirt. Whichever one you want, we'll give away a free one from bonfire.com/store/talkingballs. But that means y'all got work to do. Hit the thumbs up. Hit that share button. Share's going to pop up Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace. You can put me in your top 8. Put your song as Rocky Top. Share it out. Let them know. Let's get this thing to 500. AGR 270 has been a member for 34 months. We appreciate you, brother. Scott Bennett for 5 says, let's go Big Orange. Shout out Scott Bennett. The Lazy Llamas is back, man. You're like one of those, what do they call them? Winter birds, where they go to Florida during the winter. That's the Lazy Llamas. He's back because it's football season, and we're glad to have you back, Lazy Llamas. It is good to see you in the chat. You know, we're talking about spreads coming down from 7 to 4. Well, you know what I love. You love it. It's a Grant Ramey special. I beat him to it this week. The ESPN FBI. And man, oh man, you want to sit down and have a laugh, go pull up this tweet and just scroll through the comments. They are hysterical. It's rat poison, rat poison, rat poison, rat poison, as if I'm somehow impacting the locker room of this football team. But the ESPN FBI shifts 51.5%. And it's kind of weird. I can't make sense of it, man. We were looking at it, right? You open up the season, they're predicting you to lose to the Big Three. And then last week it shifts and, Tennessee beats Syracuse. Alabama loses to FSU. and then it adjusts, and you're favored in every game but Georgia. Now this week it shifts again, Cainer. I can't make it make sense. It's 51.5% to beat Georgia, but Alabama, you go from 52.7 all the way down to 37. It's like now you've got no shot to beat. What in the world changed in the numbers in the data? I can't make this one make sense.
I mean, the Georgia one makes more sense to me, I guess, because I'm not buying into it. Like, if they play two bad teams, like your mindset shouldn't change. Look at Tennessee, 73-17, or 7, whatever the score was. Your mindset shouldn't change, but the reality is that's a different type of game. Like, I think Georgia's much better than the final scores against Marshall and Austin Peay indicated. But I guess I can get this percentage flipping a little bit because it's at home. Tennessee's looked better than expected, especially on the offensive end to begin the season. I recognize SEC play is going to be different. But the Alabama one, I have no clue. Tennessee was given in week 2, I don't have it pulled up, Boogie, but wasn't Tennessee at 60%? Heading into it was 60% Alabama, then it flipped to Tennessee like 51%. Now it's Alabama 60% after Tennessee won 72-17, and then Alabama won 73-0. I mean, what can we take from those two games against crappy opponents that want to flip the percentages nearly by 10 points? It makes no sense. But again, it's a talking point. It's fun. And also, you can be frustrated at the FBI all you want. But remember, Tennessee fans, the pocket protectors and the computers have loved Tennessee all offseason. It's the voters. It's the humans that have not.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's just interesting to track. You talking about Alabama. Tennessee's chance of win, I've got it every week. I've got it week by week because I just think it's interesting. It was 31.6 week 1 or preseason. Then it shifted to 52.7. All of a sudden, Tennessee's going to go down there and come out with a win. Now it dropped all the way off to 37. I don't get it. The Georgia one, that's the one we got on the screen. I can make that make sense because, like you said, it's in Neyland. The title of this show this morning is the Neyland effect because I think that's real. And I think, going back to Gunnar Stockton, his first road game, I think that's crucial. I think the fact that Josh Heupel's lost one game in Neyland Stadium in 3 years is important. Now, who's that game to? It's the Georgia Bulldogs. What else concerns me? They struggled against Austin Peay, and there's a lot of factors there. The change of kickoff time, the almost 2-hour delay at halftime, all that factors into that game. What I do not like is when Georgia struggles, Kirby Smart always lights a fire under their ass, and they come out that next week ready to go to war. And that's what scares me about this game. But I can make this make sense. I think you can sit and look at how Joey Aguilar has played, even though it's been against Syracuse, even though it's been against ETSU. What he's done through those 2 games, it's like, man, this looks like Hendon Hooker. This looks like 22. This looks like we're back to what Josh Heupel's offense is supposed to look like. How much does that factor in to this game coming up on Saturday? You got to have confidence in Joey.
No, I mean, you do. And again, like you said earlier, he's got to hit on some plays down the field. I mean, there's got to be, I'm not talking 73-yard bomb, but there's got to be a couple of 20-plus yard plays in there on the ground, through the air. Tennessee had explosive galore. I mean, when you set a program record, modern era, program record for points in a game, there's going to be explosive plays. Tennessee had so many in that game against ETSU. But no, I mean, I think Joey Aguilar's looked good. I think if his receivers and actually, it wasn't the receivers this week. Receivers had one drop. It was Braylon Staley. If his tight ends and his running backs could help him out a little bit, that completion percentage would have been dang near 80% probably. Too many drops early on, man. But no, he's looked good. He has never seen a caliber of defense. He has never seen a team like he's about to see. He's played some Power 4 teams in his career. He ain't played Georgia, okay? And so the task is going to get steeper here. I recognize that. But I just like the way he's played so far, man. He takes what's given to him so many times. I'm not trying to pick on Nico here, but it was just like, well, if nothing was open, he'd get happy and run. He'd take a sack. He would often throw it away, which is throwing away is fine sometimes because that's the best play. But, man, like Aguilar just takes what the defense gives him. He sees a guy dumping out, hit that over there. Hey, can I get 3 yards? Let me get 3 yards. He needs to do a better job of sliding. I'll give him that. But he just screams veteran. I'm seeing a veteran quarterback play, and we haven't seen a veteran quarterback really in this system. I know he hadn't been in the system long in quite some time, so it's been nice. Key matchup for me this week, and we're just, you probably have a video on this as well. Tennessee's wide receivers have got to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Kirby puts those clamps on, and that's where Tennessee has really struggled in this matchup, really struggled. Sure, they've had NFL defensive lines and front sevens, and the trenches is always important, but Tennessee's wide receivers have gotten whipped on the line of scrimmage each and every year. Those cornerbacks have played so physical. Chris Brazzell, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, Rodarius Jackson, Travis Smith, whoever's in the game, got to play physical. And I like the fact that Brazzell and Mike Matthews are coming off career days. They're feeling themselves a little bit, knowing the challenge is about to get harder, but they're feeling themselves a little bit. Use that confidence, play physical at the line of scrimmage, because if you get clamped down, man, that is you're not going to win. Like, you cannot afford to be knocked off your route, mess up the timing, and you've got to play a physical brand of football, and that is where Tennessee has just gotten its tail whipped in 4 matchups out there on the perimeter.
Let me hit this super chat real quick. Then I want to come back to the offensive line real quick. Ball Nation in SC. Boogie, I'm a.k.a. Papa T in SC. Love Papa T. Joey and our offense balls out. Our defense steps up and puts it on Gunner. Tennessee wins 38-24 with a win. Tennessee controls its destiny to the SEC championship. Go Vols. Man, that's what's so big about this game. And Foul Ming, another co-host on this channel, has said, if you go out there and you lose to Georgia on Saturday, your season's not over. But if you win, you've got an opportunity to do something
special.
special.
Like, it's crazy. You're week 3. Like, your season's definitely not over, but you are in the driver's seat because you get that Alabama win you had last year on the 3rd Saturday in October a month earlier, right? Like, you get that signature win in your back pocket that you can carry on with you throughout the rest of the season. So if you were to lose or stub your toe somewhere else, you're like, hey, got that Georgia win, we're good. Like, we're good, right? I mean, you got to handle business, but, like, we're good. Like, what an opportunity you have if you win this game. And again, like, if you lose this game, you're good, man. You have an entire season to go get some more signature wins. Oklahoma, Alabama, we'll see where Alabama is. Florida, we'll see where Florida is. But like,
where is Florida going to be? Like, that's been a talking point, right? They lose to Alex Golesh in South Florida. Now you're going on the road to LSU, number 3 in the country, on the road to Miami, number 5 in the country. You got Texas. You go on the road to Texas A&M. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 losable games. If Billy Napier is 1-5, is he fired? How in the world? I don't see like that was one of the last winnable games on their schedule. What do they look like when Tennessee comes to town?
There was, and again, I don't cover Florida, so I'm not trying to act like I'm an insider, but I do know some people who do cover Florida. There was legit chatter after it was A&M was the second game last year, right? It was Miami, then A&M for Florida, whatever. There was legit chatter after that A&M loss that Napier was gone. Like, he would not be the head coach that Monday morning. They retained him, turned some things around, obviously, and it is what it is. But like, if there was legit chatter and movement amongst boosters and personnel back then, and you're 1-5 this year, yeah, I mean he's and it's unfortunate. Like, I know you're supposed to hate Florida and all that. I think Billy Napier is a very good recruiter. I think he's a really good position coach. I think he's a great head coach on every single day that's not Saturday. Boy, he is a horrific head coach on Saturdays. Alex Golesh coached circles around him, and just nobody's surprised. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Like, if you get off to a 2-6, a 1-5, whatever, start, is he still the head coach when Tennessee goes down to the swamp? I don't know. We'll see. But also, again, it's fun to get excited about this stuff. Remember who Notre Dame lost to last year in week 2? Notre Dame played for a national championship. There's still a lot of talent on that roster, but that was a bad loss. Great win for Golesh, though. How about that?
Loved it. And by the way, Notre Dame didn't have a schedule anywhere near what Florida's got coming up in front of them. So we'll see if they survive. And if Billy Napier survives, what's that locker room look like, right, when Tennessee comes to town? So if you find a way to take care of business on Saturday, Florida's one of the other 2 games that you really have circled. And I'm not sitting here trying to pretend that automatic win against Arkansas, automatic win. You got to go out and you got to play the games. But Florida and Bama on the road were the 2 that everybody was concerned about. If Florida's a dumpster fire, man, check that box. And let's go 11-1. Let's see what happens. Todd Landers for 2 says, Dorothy, what's up, Boogie and Cainer? What is up, Todd? It's always good to see you in the chat, my friend. I can't believe I remembered that I wanted to come back to the offensive line, but you kind of kicked it off early in the show. And I want to come back.
Sunbelt Billy deserves a contract extension.
I agree. Oh, man, oh, God, last night was miserable. We're talking about Florida coaches that we should have owned, like Will Muschamp, like Ron. Yeah. I was like, Ron Zook. Oh, my gosh. Okay, can we stop? I don't want to talk about Florida. It makes me sick to my stomach, all the games that we gave away. Let's go back to the offensive line. You mentioned David Sanders. You were talking about Nico and how, it's looking at that first progression. If it's not there, I'm getting out of the pocket. I'm running. Sometimes he was running for his life. Let me play devil's advocate. Maybe it's because that offensive line struggled last year. This year, and I get it, it's Syracuse, it's ETSU. Joey Aguilar's not hardly been touched. 2 games without allowing a sack. You've run the football for 246 yards a game. They've been really good with Jesse Perry at right tackle, and that shifted the whole offensive line. We all know that, right? You move Wendell Moy to right guard, Sham Slav's in at left guard. What do you do with Dave? If Dave Sanders is clear and ready to go, Do you give him his first start against Georgia, or do you roll with the hot hand? This offensive line has been good. Do you roll with those guys who have 2 weeks of continuity and maybe find a way to work Dave in occasionally throughout the course of the game?
My thought process, and this is what, we were Volquist discussion off the air, Saturday night was like, what do you do with David Sanders? What do you do with David? Well, like two in our panel off the record conversations like, oh, you got to start him. And me and somebody else on our panel was like, what are you talking about? He's not starting this game. You kidding me? Like, and it's not because it's Georgia. And that was one of the main points that one of my colleagues was making. Like, he's gone against Tennessee's defensive line in spring and fall camp. Like, Tennessee's defensive line's got some dudes, right? Like, it's not like he's not talented enough to go against Georgia. It has nothing to do with the opponent. It's just the fact that, like you said, he's not played in 2 games, and this offensive line's got it humming a little bit. So it makes things kind of interesting. In my mind, I've always kind of thought if he is available to play, you bring him in, okay? You don't start him, snap one, you bring him in. Now, if he's cleared to go, full contact, ready to go on Tuesday, I think that changes things. If you're doing full contact on Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're there throughout the year, like he did some things last week to my understanding in practice, but he was very much a limited participant in contact stuff. So if you're full go this week, then I think that changes some things because, again, he is one of the best 5, and there's a reason why he's at right tackle, Jesse Perry's at right guard. Like, making things, I mean, that's how you get the best 5 combination out there. So that's kind of how I'd handle it. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's been a game-time decision. He's been close. It's been kind of weird. Like, what's the response like for the shoulder been? I don't know. There's been a lot of angry people out there saying he's just sitting out. He ain't just sitting out, okay? If he could go, he'd be going. I promise you that. Like, I don't think there's anybody that wants to play football more than David Sanders right now. But that makes a very good, interesting point. What do you do with him if he is full go? I say if he's a full go participant all week long, you start him, you play him, you roll. If not, you bring him off the bench and you see kind of what you have. And I also struggle, back to your original point about, Nico running around for his life last year. I struggle with kind of wondering how good this offensive line is. I think this offensive line is good, and I think it's going to be better than last year's unit, knowing that unit last year blocked for dang near 3,000 rushing yards. It was really good. Cooper Mays, phenomenal player. And if healthy, I like that offensive line. They just weren't healthy last year. Wendell Moy is a damn player, okay? David Sanders is going to be a player. Jesse Perry has been phenomenal in 2 starts. One of them being ETSU. I get that. Shams come in, played well. Lance Hurd. Nobody's talking about Lance Hurd.
Which is a good thing, right? Yeah. That's a good thing.
Now, again, Georgia's front 7 going to be a bit different than what you've seen so far. So I'm intrigued to see how this offensive line, David Sanders or not, looks against a team like Georgia, because that is a true test. And I think that they're going to win a lot. They're going to lose some. It's part of playing football at this level. But I'm intrigued. I cannot wait to see these battles because I think this offensive line is good. How good? What a test they're going to get on Saturday against Georgia.
When you bring Dave Sanders in, and Falming brought up this question. He asked me great questions I don't know the answer to, so then I ask you and see if you can answer them because I don't know. This offensive line has been so good. And again, you're going to find out how good on Saturday. But if you bring Dave in, is it a simple, all right, you're going in for Jesse Perry, everybody else is staying where they're at? Or do you slide Jesse inside the guard and move Wendell Moy to left guard, and now you're shuffling everybody around again? What do you do when you bring him in?
So I think game will dictate that. So if you're coming off a stoppage if you're coming off like pregame warm-ups, or if you were coming off like maybe halftime break or something, I would think that you would shuffle everybody around. Sanders in, Perry back to guard, flip Moy back over, Shame, you're coming to the bench. But say it's just for a play or two, say it's for a drive, say it's for a sequence, depending on how everybody else is performing on that offensive line, I think that dictates that. Like if Sham's getting killed, then you make the move. If Wendell's getting drilled from the right side, then you make the move. If not, maybe you take Perry. Hey, Perry, let's come over here and get a breather for a minute. Sanders going at right tackle, leave everybody else the same. I think the game and the individual matchups might dictate that. But make no mistake about it, man. The best 5, the combination, Sanders at right tackle, Perry at guard, Moy on the other side. I like that group. I can't wait to see that group play together. But hats off to Shamie Morrow and to Perry playing right tackle. This has been a fun line to watch. And I've been calling it the Plan B offensive line the last 2 weeks. If this is your Plan B offensive line, you're in good business. You're in good shape.
And I mean, that just speaks to what Josh Heupel's done with this roster, right? I mean, who in the world, like Jermon McCoy out, Ricky Gibson out? Well, just go ahead and slide Ty Redmond? Are you serious? A true freshman? And I've been beating this drum for freaking since that Syracuse game, and I saw the PFF grades and snap count, all that stuff. Anybody want to put 3-star U in the comment section for me real quick? You want to go ahead and put that down there in the comments, that 3-star U? How about we trust his staff, we trust their evaluations, and we see a guy like Ty Redmond come in and lock it down. Now, he's going to have a tall task because we've been talking about these Georgia tight ends. They're kind of not showing up yet. But Zachariah Branch and Colby Young, they're showing up. Ty Redmond, it's your turn. Colton Hood, it's your turn. But similar to Dave Sanders, how do you handle the rotation in the secondary? We've not seen Boo Carter returning punts until last week, and he was electric. Man, oh, man, that's why we want Boo Carter back there returning punts. So do we take the next step in the process? Does Boo Carter start at star? Do you start rotating Jalen McMurray? McMurray is his name. McMurray.
Not McCullough, who had a sack in the NFL yesterday, but McMurray.
I saw that. I'm like, man, oh, man, the hate that kid took, and now he's in the NFL getting home. You love to see it. Man, I was telling my wife that story about when we recorded, and my mind was all over the place. And then, like, it was 2 days later, and I'm talking about McMurray, and I'm calling him McCullough again. I can't help myself. Bottom line is your secondary's kind of beat down, right? Your 2 starting corners are out. Do you try to get Boo more involved at star so you can use McMurray to rotate around and play on the outside some too? And I think he did that last week against ETSU, if I'm not mistaken.
He did not, unless I missed it. I don't think that McMurray actually played any corner because I was watching that like a hog. Now, I very easily could have missed it on rewatch because I ain't gonna lie to you. On rewatch, and I got to the fourth quarter, I'm like, But I was watching for it, and I think because they didn't have to because it was ETSU. Get Trey Poteet, William Wright, some of the other guys some reps. But to answer your question, yes. Does Boo start? I don't know, but does he play even more snaps at the star position this week? Absolutely, because I think there's going to be a real need. McMurray is going to have to play some corner. He was the third corner last year. He knows the scheme. He knows the system. He knows the level of play in this league. I think that makes all the sense in the world that he starts rotating in at corner this week for sure. Arion Carter, that's Arion Carter, 27 snaps. I'm trying to look at the snap count for Boo. 24 snaps. He played 27 against Syracuse, played 24 against Georgia, or against ETSU. He will have to play plenty more against Georgia for sure to allow Jalen McMurray to go back out there at corner. So yeah, Ty, I'm intrigued, man. Talking about the trenches, the offensive line, like this is a skill group for Georgia that I think Carson Beck would have loved, man. I mean, you got Colby Young, Zachariah Branch, London Humphrey, second year in the system. Noah Thomas has come in. Dylan Bell's still there. And then you got the tight ends, Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky. This is a very good skill group, and they're going to challenge Tennessee's corners. And how's Ty Redmond going to respond, man? He's been awesome to watch. But just like these young offensive linemen, boy, he's about to get tested, and I'm excited to see how he does.
Coach, for the second time, has said Boo Carter needs to shadow Zachariah Branch. I don't see that happening. Has Tim Banks ever done anything like that? I don't think he has. And
I asked the question off the record to Tim Banks last year going into the NC State game if Boo or somebody would shadow Concepcion, and he said no, we weren't going to do that. Now, I haven't picked up on it on tape or anything on rewatches since. That they could change that, but typically, at least last year, at the beginning of last year, that's something that they did not do. I'm not against it though, Coach. Like I agree, but I asked specifically about KC Concepcion. They said no, they don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't see him doing it because it's just not kind of been in his MO. We got 360 people watching live. See what happens when you guys put on more steam. You guys put on more steam. You share out the link. We grow the chat. So now the people that came in, they were like, I don't want to watch Boogie and Cainer. They really get on my nerves. I don't enjoy it. Wait, what are you listening to?
No, I agree with that. We do get on people's nerves. I take that back. Jamal McCoy shadowed, not the whole game, but he shadowed Ryan Williams at Alabama 3rd Saturday in October a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. So they do that some, I guess, because that game, I just remembered. He didn't do it all game. He did some. But I don't think that's something they have common practice in. Anyway, continue.
I'm just saying share the link. Share the link. You guys put on more steam. We grew the chat from like 250 to 365. So now those extra 100 that came in, you guys smash the thumbs up. You guys share out the link. We're making progress. We get to 500 people watching live. I'm going to give away an FUGA shirt. I don't know what that means. Somebody asked me to make a shirt with the simple letters FUGA, so I made it, and we sell a lot of them. If it's too offensive, we also sell a shirt that says Beat Georgia. We'll keep it simple, keep it clean, but you guys got to share out the link, put on more steam. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none. Absolutely none. Let's talk about this disgusting, ugly, despicable Georgia Bulldog team. Cainer, I know you've started your deep dive. I know you guys had the guy from the On3 side on last night. He gave a lot of good information. I saw your pages and pages of notes. So what do you see in this Georgia team coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see kind of what this defense looks like because, as Rusty's pointed out, they've been pretty vanilla. Some changes in the secondary. Still, KJ Bolden's a really, really good player there at safety. An experienced star, new corners, or one new corner, one new free safety. Yeah, they brought in 3 from the transfer portal, and that free safety, I think his name is Kyron Jones, has a club on his hand right now. But you know they got good linebackers as always. They're pretty deep in the front 7. So I'm intrigued to see how good this defense is. They've not been tested. They gave up 7.6 points. They're averaging 61 yards allowed on the game through 2 games. So I'm intrigued to see how good this defense is. Offensively, again, I think it all goes down to what Tim Banks wants to do, man. Last year's strategy was not good, and Carson Beck got in a rhythm, and he torched Tennessee middle of the field with those tight ends, and they've got 2 really, really good tight ends. They are dealing with some injury situations on the right side of their offensive line. Juan Gaston, Ernest, forgot the last name, right tackle. Both those guys did not play against Austin Peay. What's the injury situation for them? How can Tennessee exploit that? We'll see. Running the football last year, Georgia was awful. Now, they had some injuries in the backfield, but they were awful at running the football last year. They gotten off to a better start. But again, it's so hard to gauge anything Georgia's done this year, based on the level of competition. So I think from a collection of talent, this is the typical Georgia team. Do I think this team's going to be as good as, the back-to-back national champions or anything like that? Probably not, but still a lot of talent here. But there's nothing here that, if I'm Tennessee in terms of roster to roster, man, I'm scared away. I mean, Tennessee's got talent too. Tennessee's got depth at certain positions. Tennessee's got a lot of playmaking ability at the skill position, just like Georgia. So, I don't know. I'm intrigued. I wish Georgia would have played somebody with a pulse, and I recognize Tennessee's crushed everybody they play, but Syracuse was at least a Power 4 program, right? By the way, did you see Fran Brown having to run sprints? That was nothing but show after that game.
You don't like it? I loved it. Well, I'm here for it.
If you want to punish your team, sure, but time and a place, cameras everywhere, reporters everywhere, you're doing that just for show,
And on top of it too, half the guys running the sprints were lollygagging. You know what they are, Cainer? They're lollygaggers. I liked it. I'm here for it. Why not? If Tennessee is going to win this game on Saturday, they have to do what? What are your keys to the game?
You have to bury Gunnar Stockton early in this football game, get in his head, okay? Cannot allow him to get in a rhythm. Cannot allow Georgia to get off to a hot start, because I think if Georgia gets off to a hot start, it's going to be hard to slow him down. So make them dig out of a hole. Put Gunnar Stockton his first true road game start. I mean, again, think about that. He's never started in a true road environment. Get after him, right? I think defensively you got to mix it up, keep him on his toes, keep him guessing. Offensively, of course, as always, got to try to run the football. Typically, Tennessee's not been able to run the football very effectively against Georgia. You got to run the football effectively, continue to incorporate your backs in the passing attack. Got to hit on some explosives, but overall, just don't stray away from being who you are. I love this new wrinkles on offense and all that. Continue to do that, but defensively, I think it's paramount. You've got to mix things up. You cannot do the same stuff. You cannot sit back in zone, rush with front 4. That can beat 10 of your 12 opponents on the schedule last year. That's not going to be Georgia, and it's not going to be Georgia this year. So I think it's impressive. I think it's paramount for Tim Banks to mix things up. I think Tennessee's wide receivers have got to win on the line of scrimmage. You'll lose some, but you cannot let those corners just own you like they've owned you the last 4 years. Those are some of the things I'm looking for here early in the week. There'll be a couple more things as the week progresses for sure, but I'm excited, man. I think Georgia's a good team, no doubt. I think Georgia should be favored. It's not a slam dunk that Georgia wins this game at all. Again, there's a reason that line has dropped. So I am thrilled. I'm pumped up to see what happens here on Saturday.
I'm ready to go, man. It's freaking Georgia week. It's my game, man. It's the one I got circled on the calendar. What do you got going on over at Locked On Vols? What do y'all got going over at VolQuest this week?
Yeah, a lot of coverage. I'll have the first glance, a little bit more of an in-depth dive into the Georgia Bulldogs coming up later tonight on the show. We'll have Trail Tidbits with Chad Simmons coming up on Wednesday. all the normal game week programming, stock reports, Rocky Top Roundtable, 10 things, all that and more. Locked On Vols as well, getting after it this week. Got to have a crossover on tomorrow's show, so that'll be fun. Everybody tune in. A lot of people can't stand the crossover shows. They use it as fuel, so tune that in tomorrow morning. And we'll have Boogie on there on Friday morning, Josh Ward on Wednesday, all that. We'll have Throwback Thursday. It's going to be a fun week. Again, you coach for these reasons, you play for these reasons, you fan for these reasons, these games. It's going to be fun, Boogie. I can't wait, man.
Love it, Cainer. Always good time, brother. We'll touch base this week, and we'll do some Locked On Talking Balls on Friday. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, let's do it. See you, man.
All right, we're rolling on. We got 400 people watching. You guys are putting on more steam. You are doing it. Can we get there? What are we going to do? We're going to give away some merchandise. But if you don't want it given away, if you want to go support the channel, you can do it at bonfire.com/store/Talkin Balls. That link is always in the description of the video. Every single video, every single live stream, you can click on more, drop down, and that description is going to be there. Click that link. Go buy some Talkin Vols merchandise. We've got parody shirts, logo shirts, rivalry shirts, but it's Georgia week. It's FUGA week. If we get 500 people in here watching this show, we're going to give away either this right here. That may bother you. You may not like that. And if you don't, that's okay, because we also have a shirt that just says Beat Georgia. I will let you pick. I will let you choose. I will pick somebody from the chat, and we will give away a free shirt. All we got to do is put on more steam, smash the thumbs up, share out the link, let people know we're live, and let's see if we can grow this chat. Again, if you want to pick some up, go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Balls. KB running for 5. Go Vols. My girlfriend is going to Auburn, so we are going to all the home games to support. It doesn't get loud at all. Lol, there's nowhere like Neyland, man. You go to any game in the country outside Neyland, it's not going to compare. I think that's the difference maker. I think that's the difference maker this Saturday. If Tennessee is going to win this game on Saturday, I think it's the 100,000 people in the stands that are going to play a part in that, because Gunnar Stockton, again, me and Cainer talked about it, first true road game, first SEC road game. Is he ready for that environment? And that's why I think it is crucial for Tim Banks to get after him early. Don't come out and let him get in a rhythm. Don't come out and give him easy completions. Don't come out and let him get comfortable. Get after him early. Shake him, rattle him, hit him. Get that jersey dirty, man. Make him feel it. Make him shake. Make him nervous. Make him rattle. And that's on Neyland Stadium, man. That's on Neyland Stadium. You guys got to bring it too. If you're in the stands, bring your A game. Get sauced up, get lubricated, get ready to go early in that game. You guys know the deal, man. What we do on Mondays, we hang out with Cainer for about 30. I put him into overtime today. 42 minutes for Cainer before we move on. After that, we go and we take a listen to what Josh Heupel said immediately following the game from the previous week. I don't listen to these because I always want it to be fresh for the Monday morning show. So we're going to go through this. If you guys want to derail the show, you know how. We appreciate door fees. We appreciate super chats. We appreciate memberships. If you're not a member of this channel, you don't have a Power T beside your name, you can fix that. It's $1 a month. There's strength in numbers. If we don't have enough memberships, I'm not too proud to go back to working a 9-to-5, but you guys support this channel. We talk about for the fans, by the fans. You support. It is fan funded. You support this channel, your memberships, your super chats, your merchandise pickups, all that stuff are why I'm on here doing a Monday morning show, why I'm on here doing a Friday morning show, because I can focus on this channel. So I am grateful. You want to derail, ask a question. You guys know how to do it. Drop those super chats. If not, we'll roll through this press conference and see what is going on. Robert Tuck has been a member for 36 months. Robert used to be a moderator. Robert used to have a wrench. You know what Robert did? Robert banned Coach J. He banned Coach J from the channel. Coach J was a co-host at the time, and he couldn't sign into his YouTube account because Robert blocked him. But we forgive Robert for that. But now nobody has a wrench. Absolutely nobody because of Robert. But we still love Robert anyway. Black Metal Banjo gifted a Talkin Vols membership. I appreciate that too. That opens some people in the chat up to coming on Sundays. Matt Maxey got that free membership from Black Metal Banjo. We appreciate you, brother. All right, let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel said immediately after the win over ETSU.
Like the way our guys played, one to start the game. There's some things in the first half offensively that I felt like we needed to clean up that in some ways we got away with. But all three phases, punt returns, field position early, big part of the game. And then, in the second half, defensively wanted to start fast, gave up a third down conversion, give up, the field goal, I think. And, second half, for the most part, I thought our young guys went out there and competed in a really positive way in all three phases of the game. So a lot of positive there. Enjoy it tonight, and then get ready for conference play and get better here as we come back in the building on Monday. So open it up.
I would love to know what Heupel was so upset about going into the locker room, because he just said there, offensively, some things we got to clean up. Man, you look at the scoreboard, they were dominant offensively in the first half. So I'm curious, but, we talked about this post game, talked a little bit about it last night, I believe. It's like, just because a play works doesn't mean all 11 were doing what they were supposed to do, right? It doesn't mean all 11 completed their assignment on that play. So maybe it's a little thing that Coach Heupel, as the head ball coach, knows. You do that against Georgia, you do that against Alabama, hell, you do that against Mississippi State, it's going to hurt you, it's going to cost you. But we got away with it against ETSU because we could have been playing our third string. Our third string could have been out there, and we would have beat ETSU. So I think it's funny. What were you up? You were up 24-0 at the end of the first quarter. Your defense, for the most part, dominated. The offense gave them the free 7 points. And then your starters were in there for the first drive of the second half. They go right down the field. They get a field goal. That's 10 points. And then your backups gave up 7. So really this starting offense gave up 3 points. 3 points to ETSU on Saturday. Dave Morrison for 5. We appreciate you, brother. Says snot bubbles. Stockton has to be blowing snot bubbles early and often. The defense has to be knocking his body parts in the dirt. If you know, you know. Go watch the program. Get yourself fired up for Saturday. He says, GBO. Shout out, Dave. We appreciate you, brother. Any update on Moy? Moy, I don't think we'll know. I don't think we'll know until Saturday. So we'll see if he has an opportunity to play or not. I think it's crucial. I think one of the important things from the ETSU game, and I wanted to bring this up to Cain, but didn't, Bryson Eason only played 24 snaps. I think that is important. Nathan Robinson only played 19 snaps. That is important. Don Bailey only played 25 snaps. That is important because you played guys like Isaiah Campbell. You played guys like Jamal Wallace. You played guys like Ethan Utley. I think that was big to give some of these guys on the defensive line some rest, man. They got to get some rest. Isaac Owens for 2. Any update on McCoy? Will he be back Saturday? Absolutely 0% chance that McCoy or Gibson play on Saturday. They're not playing. So it's going to be Ty Redmond and it's going to be Colton Hood. And I think those guys have shown that they can hang. Are they ready for that next step? Can they hang against an SEC opponent? Can they hang against the Georgia Bulldogs? Can they hang against Zachariah Branch? We'll find out on Saturday. But, yeah, McCoy and Gibson both out for the game against Georgia coming up on Saturday.
We'll start with Rob. Coach, just in a game like that, how pleasing is it that, your guys are ready to go from the jump? Does that say something about your leadership?
Start fast. We did that. The young guys in the second half coming out and playing and competing in a positive way, really positive too. There's some things that will definitely show up on tape where we got to get better, but starting fast and defensively in particular early in the football game, I thought they executed, got off the field, really well early in that football game. That was a big part of, the field, the field position. Offensively, got some drives going, kicked a few more field goals than we want to too, though.
You're talking about leadership. I think ETSU, you come out, you start fast, 24-0 first quarter. Defense had given up like 7 yards. ETSU didn't get a first down till a few minutes into the second quarter. I think this team has a lot of leadership, and I think Nico hitting the portal was almost not should I say? Screw it, I'll say it. It's a blessing in disguise. It's a blessing in disguise. It forced Miles Kitselman into that leadership role, right? QB1's in the portal. We as fans are speculating who's next. Is Mike Matthews going? Is Boo Carter going? Is this team going to fall apart? And Miles Kitselman's in that locker room saying, hey, boys, I don't know about you. I'm here for the Power T. I want to play for the Power T. Why are you here? Do you want to be here? If you're in this locker room, you want to be here. Miles Kitselman was that vocal leader that this football team needed. They needed it. And then he even talked about it, right? You go to SEC media days. You see him talking with the media before practice in fall camp. And he talked about it. There was no vocal leader on this team last year. Miles Kitselman took on that role. And I think this locker room is following him. I think this locker room is bought in. I think this locker room believes in each other. Why? I think Nico leaving kind of brought them together. It was like, man, screw this guy. We're going to play for each other. And Miles Kitselman kind of took the forefront, took the leadership role there. But then guess what? Enter Joey Aguilar, a veteran, a leader. What does he do? Does he come in and run that mouth? No, he comes in, he puts his head down, and he goes to work. And everybody around him sees it. Everybody around him sees that, okay, Joey's coming in, and Joey's going to earn our respect. And that's exactly what he did. Not just with the wide receiver room, not just with the running backs, with the offensive line, with that quarterback room. With that quarterback room, he talked about the competition. He talked about it's a healthy competition. But I'm also trying to help these guys. We're trying to help each other. Now you got two vocal leaders in Joey Aguilar and Miles Kitselman. Couple of new members here, man. We appreciate you guys. If you're not a member, fix it. It's $1. You got $1. You show up every time we're live. You show up and watch every video we drop. You love what we do here, but you're lurking in the background. You're like, man, I don't want to be seen. I just want to listen to these guys talk. I love what they do. If you love what we do, support this channel. We need your support. Eric becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Eric. We appreciate you. John Swander, I hope I pronounced that right, also says, hey, Boogie, I got $1. I can support this channel. He becomes a new member. We appreciate you guys. Those memberships mean the world to us. Keep those things up to date. We need you during the season. We need you in the off season when we're talking recruiting. We're talking transfer portal. We talk Tennessee football every single day on this channel. So we appreciate you guys riding with us. Let's hear some more from Josh Heupel.
How different of a player is Star Thomas from when he got here to now?
Shout out Appalachian. Got $1. Got $1? Oh, you don't? I got one. I thought you was poor, bub. Got $1? Dude, I love that guy. Damon Darling is sometimes he's a little too aggressive, but dude, I was just watching his reels just last night and just not got $1. You got $1? Will Dyer's been a member for 22 months. We appreciate you, brother. Man, I completely got derailed. Got $1. I thought you was poor, bub. All right, let's go.
In terms of just what he's been able to do.
Yeah, I think even from the end of spring ball, and there was a lot of growth for Star January, February, beginning of spring ball. But from spring ball to the start of training camp, I'm not sure anybody changed more than he did. Man, just did an elite job with his body, understanding growth in the offense. And that was noticeable day one when we got out on the practice field and early part of training camp. Just done an elite job.
David? Josh, can you mentioned you alluded to the punt returns. Boo had 94 yards in the first quarter. Can you just talk about the impact he can make, because he did that at the back half of last season?
Yeah.
And then also just kind of, obviously when preseason camp, he was kind of in a unique situation. What you've seen from him both on and off the field the last few weeks?
Yeah. Boo's certainly got an ability to impact the game. I think Boo would tell you this too. It starts with the guys up front. You know what I mean? The guy's got the ball in his hands like a running back, man. It starts up front. I thought we did a really good job holding them at the line of scrimmage and creating some opportunity for vertical seams. Boo did a really good job making some plays. Cuts one back, bounces it, and was electric with the ball in his hands. And special teams has got to be an area that we win on each Saturday, and the return game is a big part of that. Boo is certainly a massive part of it today.
Boo's a game changer, man. It's the frustrating part about the offseason drama. Like, using Boo on offense would have been huge, whether it was putting him in the slot, whether it was putting him in the wildcat, finding ways to get the ball in his hands. I think you see why when Coach Jay did that film breakdown, I said, man, let's do something different, because Boo plays all over the field. So Coach brought 2 plays from running back, 2 plays from safety, 2 plays from corner, and we said, all right, we're going to break down and decide which position Boo would be better at Tennessee. And after every series of 2 plays, I said, oh, he's got to play running back. Oh, he's got to play corner. Oh, he's got to play safety, because that dude can do it all. And you see how electric he is with the ball in his hands in punt return. He was just as electric in the backfield with the football. And it's unfortunate, man, because he didn't take care of his business. He didn't do what he was supposed to do. And it's nobody's fault but his own as to why he's not playing offensive snaps. And one of the biggest comments I see in the chat every time we're live is, will we see Boo on offense? Will they get Boo the football? Play Boo on offense. I want to see Boo in the wildcat. It's Boo's fault. Boo's to blame. Boo's why He's not getting offensive snaps. It's not Josh Heupel. It's not Joey Halsley. It's not Tim Banks. It's Boo Carter. It's his fault. It's his fault. I don't know how this season plays out. I don't know where he ends up. Will he hit the portal after this year? I don't know. But we need Boo Carter. We need him on the football field. We need him returning punts. He's electric. He can flip the field. Sean Cross is here for 5. What's up, Sean? He says, hi, sir. Hi, sir. Sean is growing his vocabulary. We're up to hi, sir. Well, hello, Sean. We appreciate your support, my man. Eric drops $2. Appreciate you, Eric. Got that membership in and dropping a $2 super chat. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the love.
No David again today. Was there a setback during the week or just not? What will it take for him to be cleared to go? And then secondly, when you have a game like this, it kind of gets away from you, but still go to put Jake in there and let him run the offense and not just hand it off. Same thing with George. How big is that for their development?
Yeah, Dave anticipated him being ready. Ultimately, medical decided, for him, for us, probably wasn't the best move to play him today, and that's why they made the decision that they did. The second part of your question was the quarterbacks, right? Just being able to operate. Yeah, well, we got them out early. Talking about our starters, and I think it's important your two quarterback gets an opportunity to function and operate. You don't know when he's going to be called upon, right? And he's one play away, so he's got to be able to operate and get some flow of what it would be played like. At the same time, I thought, when we were off schedule, whatever might have happened, and we tried to drain the clock with those guys too. And then George goes in. I thought our 2-0 line handled things really well, and George did a really good job, decisive, made some plays and scrambled outside of the pocket. And I thought he handled himself, executed at a really high level.
If you guys can't hear Heupel, I got the volume cranked. It's as loud as it'll go. It's the UT Sports audio, so I can't get it any higher, unfortunately. Talking about David Sanders, it's just a weird deal to me, man. It's a weird deal. And Coach Jay has his tinfoil hat conspiracy theory saying that, the injury's worse than it is. It just doesn't make sense to me that it's a stinger. He sits out Syracuse. He'll be ready to go for ETSU. ETSU rolls around. It's still not good to go. Medical staff wouldn't clear him. We thought we were going to have it. So it's like, did he practice all week? Like, did he practice all week? Like, that's my question to it. Like, if he didn't practice, were you really going to play him? And if he didn't practice, why do we not know? Why do we not know? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what the answer is on Dave. I think Fowles onto something saying start the group you've been rolling with, start those guys, let those guys play, maybe throw Dave in for a series, see how he handles it, and just kind of go from there. I would not start Dave. I would not. But we'll see. We'll see. I think Dave wants to go. I don't like the conspiracies that he's sitting out and money and all that nonsense. I don't think that's who Dave is. I think Dave wants to play. And as soon as they clear him, he's going to go out and play football. I think UAB would be a way, way better game for Dave to start than going up against Georgia. Shout out Ken Faircloth. He becomes a member of the channel. Talkin VAWLS, Faithful, we appreciate you, brother. Keep those memberships rolling. We're on that membership drive. Keep them coming forward. We do a fan call-in show every Saturday, an hour before kickoff. We'll be doing that on Saturday. We had a come to Jesus meeting last night. We had a deep conversation with the members of this channel for the members only stream. They said, Boogie, open it up. So I think Sundays now are not going to be members only streams. Those are going to be open to everybody, but the fan call-in portion is going to be members only. So only the members of the channel get to come on, but I think we're going to open it up, have a Sunday show that everybody can jump on and give it a watch as well. Don't forget Wednesday night, Pancakes and Bacon. Reed Bacon, VFL, Kyler Kirbyson are going to be in the house Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Me and Coach Jay are going to go head-to-head with Pancakes and Bacon. They're giving us an hour, man. A lot of times the guest comes on. I'm like, if you can give us 30 minutes, that'll be good. Then we'll do a regular show. Not Reed and Kyler. They want to come on. They want to go head-to-head. They want to talk for a full hour. We're going to break down those first two games. We're going to look ahead to Georgia. It is going to be a fun one. I love when Reed and Kyler come on. They are just dudes, man. They're dudes. I love talking ball with them. I love when they get in the weeds with Coach Jay. I mean, you're talking about two guys that played college ball. Obviously, Kyler at Tennessee, Reed at Memphis. I think Coach Jay knows a little thing about X's and O's. Sometimes I just sit back and watch them like, how in the world did I get here? And I just listen to them talk. It's going to be fun. Tomorrow night, 6:30. We'll play some video games. But if you're ever in the chat, and it doesn't typically happen on Mondays, most of the time it happens on post-game shows. A lot of people feel like, well, Boogie doesn't address my comment. Boogie doesn't read my comment. Boogie only reads super chats. Yeah, that's because there's like 1,000 people in the chat, or right now we got 360 people in the chat. Sometimes it's hard to read every comment and respond. But Tuesday nights at 6:30, sometimes we have 50 people in the chat. I read every single comment. We just sit and hang out. We talk ball, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're watching this, you're one of the 350 people watching this, think about popping in on Tuesday, man. Just hanging out. It's laid back. It's chill. We talk Tennessee football the entire night. It's always a good time.
Yeah. I don't know how many he got, early in the football game. The coverage, dictated the ball actually going in an opposite direction. Then we're able to get him going in the second quarter. And, Mike's, from January coming back, dramatically different person, player, maturity, focus, all of it. And that's not to slight him in any way previously either, just became a true vet and, played really well last week. Obviously made some big plays, going up over the top of everybody and on the touchdown catch was a great individual play by him. And, we got some young wideouts, and we expect them to play at a championship level. They've played really well the last 2 weeks, and the positive thing is there's still a lot of football growth for all of them. And, the guys behind Mike, in that starting unit, I thought they went out and played really well too. So a lot of positives in that way.
Dude, are you not excited about these wide receivers? And I know, we talked about the drops, and Cain pointed out they cleaned most of that up. Most of the drops this week came from the running backs, the tight ends. Bray did have a drop, hit him in the gut, but it was kind of a weird bang play. They didn't really show the replay, but from the live reaction, it looked like the defender was right between him and Joey. It looked like he never saw the ball, and it just kind of hit him and fell to the ground. But Mike and Chris Brazel both going over 100 yards. Mike, 6 catches, 111 yards and a touchdown. Brazel, 9 catches, 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Braylon had 5 receptions. Bray had the big play against Syracuse, the big deep shot. Man, I think these wide receivers. Then you look at Travis Smith and look at Rad Jackson. I think Rad Jackson showed you he's a dude, right? Joey throws it high. I'll go up and get it. Don't worry. I'll bail you out, quarterback. I'll go up and make a play because I'm a dude. Travis Smith, dude. Like, I know we don't have a lot of depth, but we got some dudes, man, and I'm excited. That was the big conversation. It's a question mark. What's Mike going to look like? What's Bray going to look like? What's Brazel going to look like in another year in the system? I think those guys look good. I think they look good, and that was the thing. It wasn't just a question mark of depth. It was, are they ready to be the guy? Are they ready to be the starters? I think the answer is yes. Now can they go get it done against Georgia? Cain brought it up, physicality. If Georgia gets up in your face, is Mike going to get physical? Can he get off the line of scrimmage? Is Brazel going to be physical? Is Bray going to be physical? Can they get off the line of scrimmage and go make plays? I think so. Like, we're going to find out. I'm going to drop a video around lunchtime today talking about my keys. You tell me Tennessee has no chance? You think they got no shot? Vince McMahon got that theme song, no chance in hell. You think Tennessee don't have a shot? Let me tell you why they got a shot. Around lunchtime today, that video is going to drop.
Patrick, touch on the other half of that touchdown to Mike, the decision by Joey to roll out and kind of throw it up there. What did you think of that and just his performance in general?
Well, if it's a touchdown, it's a positive. Yeah, handled the game, the flow, decision making for the most part really well. Some things that he'll learn from just in being able to control the game and some checks, that he can be better in. Excuse me, but all in all, really strong performance from him again.
I don't think Coach Heupel liked that throw, but if it's a touchdown, it's a touchdown. I don't think he liked it. Somebody said it earlier, man. Coach Heupel has really, truly had COVID for 4 years. He has had COVID for 4 straight years. He's never shook the COVID cough, ever. Dustin says the difference this year is Joey wants to throw. The last two didn't want to make a mistake. Can't be great if you're scared. I agree. I said that when Joey came in. I said, is this a good thing? And that Mike Matthews play is kind of what I was alluding to. We've got big, talented, strong wide receivers, and they can go up and make plays. Nico never gave them the opportunity to go up and make plays. If it wasn't wide open, Nico wasn't going to – I think he was scared to let it rip. Joey is not scared to let it rip. If he sees an opportunity, he's going to throw it up. I listened to him post-game, and Joey said that ball was meant for Mike. He said Travis was clearing out. He said, I saw Mike was open. I just threw it up and knew he would go make a play. And that's exactly what happened. Shout out Trey, been a member for a month. Boogie, the key to us winning will be staying composed at home, not allowing Georgia to come into our home and rattle us. Yeah, I mean, you would hope not. I want to rattle Gunnar Stockton is what I want to do. I want to rattle him. That may be the most important thing to me to winning this game is rattling Gunnar Stockton. Make him uncomfortable.
What did you like about the defense?
Shout out Trey for the support, brother.
Man, I don't feel like we have a ton of lack of depth. You know, we got some young guys that don't have an opportunity to be young. They got to be ready to go play, and we're going to need that, you know, throughout the course of the season. You know, I thought, you know, the line of scrimmage, you know, the structuring box, going and making tackles, and then applying pressure to the quarterback on third down. You combine all of that, you know, they affected the game in a really positive way up front, and you know, I thought our secondary played well early. They got us, you know, a little bit out of position on one play, but other than that, we're able to get off the field.
Yes, Coach. I just want to go back to the second half when Jake Merklinger took over for Joey Aguilar and immediately making an impact, 2 touchdowns in that second half. And George McIntyre, Mason Phillips also stepping in. What did you see the most out of those guys and their performance, and what does this mean for the quarterback room in the long run?
Strength of one room can never be one guy. You know, those guys fought hard and competed in a positive way throughout the course of training camp. Got an opportunity to go play. Did a good job. They were decisive. You know, accurate with the football. You know, George and Jake, when they got in the football game, you know, they had big scrambles, pocket movement that extended drives or created plays out on the perimeter. So all in all, you know, really good performance by them. Mason's you know, young guy inside of our program, got to us in the summer, and I thought he went out and handled himself really maturely too.
I thought it was interesting because I know I talk about PFF grades, and I believe in them, but not always sold on them. Talked about Joey Aguilar grading out the highest quarterback since PFF was the thing, going back to 2004, highest graded quarterback at the University of Tennessee, highest graded quarterback under Josh Heupel, 94.2, played 56 plays. Jake Merklinger graded out at an 86.5. He was the 4th highest offensive player on Saturday. And, you know, Jake didn't make that many mistakes. He just didn't look comfortable. Jake didn't look comfortable to me. I think that was the biggest thing. And then George, where did George grade out? He only played 11 snaps, graded out at a 72.6. So still pretty decent. But man, again, calling Joey a blessing. I think it is a blessing that Joey Aguilar transferred to Tennessee. What's up, Craig J? Good to see you in the chat, brother. Noah Snell, holy smokes. Gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. That is very generous. That's the top donation of the night. That's not a super chat. And I said night. It's actually morning. That's the top donation. That's like a $25 super chat. So shout out, Noah. We appreciate you. Dane Weaver, Swish Hendricks, Matthew Taylor, Patrick Adkins, and Griffin Swicegood got those free Talkin VAWLS memberships courtesy of Noah Snell. We appreciate you, Noah. Yeah, if people won't join the channel, we can't make them. I can't make them. I can't twist their arm. I can't force them to join the channel, but you guys can. You guys can gift a Talkin VAWLS membership, and we appreciate it. Maybe they'll pop in on Sunday. Maybe they'll pop in on Saturday for the tailgate show. I doubt it. If they're lurkers, I don't imagine a lurker would come on for a fan call-in show. I wish they would. That would be epic. That would be amazing. This channel is all about community. It's about you guys more than it is about us. Say it all the time. It's not about me. It's not about Coach. It's not about Dauber, Foul, X. It's not about Scoops. It's not about anybody that's on air. It's about you guys. It's a community. I'm proud of what we built. We had a Georgia fan on the fan call-in show last night and said, man, I wish Georgia had a community like this. You all are different. That's what it's about. It's not about views. It's not about subscribers. Yes, that helps pay the bills. But, man, I am more committed to building a community. I don't want to talk trash about Georgia. I don't want to make smack talk videos. I don't want to talk about, NCAA investigations and college football news for other teams. I want to talk about Tennessee football every single day, and that's what we try to do here, and I think you guys enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. I'm proud of what we have built together with this channel. So shout out to you guys that are members.
Last two, Adam and Dave.
Josh, you've got 2 impressive wins so far. Big game coming. We know that one game didn't make or break conference race, playoff chances, any of that sort of stuff. How do you want you guys to view the Georgia game?
Conference play starts on next Saturday. We're going to try to be the best football team on the field that Saturday. We need to be at our best. Certainly know, who they are as a program and what they are as a football team. And it will take us being at our best, and we're going to need our fans to be at their best too next Saturday.
Those were the Chattanooga question. Carson Gentle got to play probably earlier than he's ever gotten to play early in the second quarter. What have you seen out of him up front defensively?
Smart, tough, competitive, developing into a really good leader, versatile. You've seen him on some special teams, off the edge. Thought, he's a guy that you know exactly what you're getting from every single day, and he continues to grow and develop and get better every single day. It's the makeup that he has.
Thank you. We'll have players shortly.
All right, that is a wrap on Coach Heupel's post-game press conference. Dave Collins says, outside of the Cain show, this is my favorite. Love the show, man. Watch every show. Keep up the hard work. Appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. We are grinding, man. I've got the contractors back in the house fixing up. Hopefully this week, all the work in my office, in our downstairs, in our basement is done and over with. But because I knew they were going to be here today, I got down in the office bright and early. My wife looked at me and said, how do you like setting an alarm now? Yeah, I don't like setting an alarm. But we set an alarm this morning. We got up early. That's why I was 2 rock star. That's why I came in full of piss and vinegar, because I'm 2 rock stars in. We're full of energy. We're ready to go. It's Georgia week. But I wanted to get a video out, man, regardless of the live streams. I want to get videos out too. So I love the Monday morning show. Always a blast talking ball with Cainer. I'm going to drop a video. Should be going up around noon, right around lunchtime, somewhere around in there. So keep your eyes open for that. But as always, man, you guys, your support means the world. Smash the thumbs up. It helps the channel. Share it out. Let people know when we're live. Word of mouth. Tell people about Talkin Vols. Picking up merchandise. Picking up a Buck Fama shirt, and somebody walks up to you and says, man, where'd you get that shirt? Bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. What's Talkin Vols? It's a channel that's for the fans, by the fans. Go check it out on YouTube. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. Smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Video coming at noon. Probably a video coming tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, EA Sports College Football. If you've never been there, come check it out. Come see what it's about, man. We'll talk Tennessee football. I see Aaron Duck making fun of me in the chat saying, really? You talk Tennessee football all night long? Maybe not all night. Most of the night. Come hang out. Come check it out. Wednesday night, pancakes and bacon. Gonna be a blast. Maybe, just maybe, a special guest coming up on Friday morning. Special start time, 9 a.m. because Coach is going to be traveling. So 9 a.m. Eastern time on Friday. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange. I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that, no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.